B.B. King, Albert King and Stevie Ray Vaughan, all absolute blues legends. And what we're going to do is mix all their styles together in one big solo pot. So if you want to see how it's done, hang out to find out. So what we're going to do today is we're going to mix a bit of B.B. King, a bit of Albert King and a bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan, because they were all absolute masters of the blues guitar. We're going to do B.B. King across the first 4 measures, Albert King across the next 4 measures and Stevie Ray Vaughan across the next 4 measures, because I often think of the blues in kind of lots of 3 lines of 3. You've got the 1 chord to start off with, that's line 1. The next line, you can see it on the screen now, we move to the 4 chord, back to the 1 chord, bit of movement. And then the final line, we go 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, and either finish it on the 5 chord or the 1 chord. That's the one with the most movement. So we're just going to go B.B., Albert, Stevie Ray Vaughan, right? So how are we going to do this? Well, we're in G. The first thing I'm thinking of is this G major chord here, right? And I'm thinking of B.B. King's house, which is this, like 2 walls and a roof. I call this his second residence. His main residence is there, but we're going to do that in the next lot of 12 bars. So I would play lines like this. And there I'm just going minor third to major third, which he did all the time. And then just walking up the scale to the root. And then I might go, that's very B.B. I'm bending the 2 into the minor third, and then the minor third into the third. Then I think I did something like, then I'm just going to the flat 7. There's a flat 7. Right? Then when it comes to Albert, what Albert's doing, he's thinking of this house, but not there. He's thinking of that house, but shifted up to there, because he's playing more minor bass stuff. So he's in position 2, but of G minor pentatonic, not G major pentatonic. And the most Albert thing you can do, which is what I did, is this. It's very aggressive, right? He's hitting the notes harder, he's bending quicker. Right? His vibrato's more aggressive, everything's more aggressive. So that little leg, bit of vibrato on it, is super duper Albert King, right? And I'm bending from this note up to this, so I'm bending to the 5th of G, there's G, that's a 5th of G, so I'm bending to a chord tone. And then I was just doing something like, I'm just coming back down the pentatonic scale just to get me back down here, because this is where I want to do my Stevie Ray Vaughan lick. So that was kind of just a bit of a filler, right? That little bit to get down there. Now over the last 4 bars, right, where there's a lot of movement, because the Stevie Ray Vaughan stuff is busier than the B.B. King and the Albert King stuff, so it makes sense to put it over the last 4 bars. I did this lick. This is Stevie Ray Vaughan's #1 lick. Yeah, it's very, very Stevie Ray Vaughan. All the tabs on the Patreon page. If you want to check that out, just click the link below. And I also go into more depth on this subject on another video on the Patreon page. Really worth checking out. So the Stevie Ray Vaughan lick. Yeah, I've heard that, Big Jim, and Stevie Ray Vaughan was a bit like you, but on acid. Very funny, Big Jim. Very good, yes. It starts off with that typical Chuck Berry thing. Then we add, which I think of Jimmy Page. That's kind of, he does that at on Whole Lot of Love. But then that's the Stevie Ray Vaughan bit, right, where he's going 2, root, and then a flat 9, and then back to root. So the whole thing is, yeah, massively Stevie Ray Vaughan. So we've got loads of flavours of B.B. King, Albert King, and Stevie Ray Vaughan in there so far. And then I think I finished off with Stevie Ray Vaughan would typically walk down a minor pentatonic using the flat 5. Use the flat 5 a lot, right? And then it comes back round to the start again. And now I'm thinking BB again over the next 4 bars, but I'm going up to BB's main residence. So I'm going from here, his second house, to here, his main house. And I'm doing something like, something like that. Because there's my root, root, 2, minor, 3rd, 3rd, like root, 2, minor, 3rd, 3rd. It's the same thing. Yeah, I'm sitting there and you've got that very typical B.B. King vibrato. When I'm thinking BB, I like to do it like him. Get your hand off the fretboard and get it like a big butterfly. Yeah. Right. Then for Albert, when I came to Albert over the next 4 bars, I was thinking of position 2 of the minor pentatonic, his house here, right? But I was thinking, of this chord. So it's a D minor shaped chord, but obviously it's not D minor. D minor is there. It's G minor. It's a D minor shape. And I was just playing out of that. Yeah, little ideas around that. Then the next 4 bars, it then comes back to Stevie again. And for Stevie, I use one of his circular licks. He was famous for using what's called a circular lick. Now, that was based around this. Right, it's playing around with that. So what I'm doing is, so I'm going 5 on the D and then 3, 5, 7 on the G. It's all coming out of G minor pentatonic, then 6 on the B. So I've got, then I'm coming back down. Now I could put a chromatic note in there, go. Yeah. And then I can go to the flat 5, a little bar. It's that sort of idea, and then just mix those 2 together, and it gives quite a sort of slippery feel. He does it, I believe, on Tin Pan Alley. I think you can hear him doing it on there, but he does it on lots of other places as well. And then I just finished off again with something that's walking down like that. And as I'm walking down, I'm thinking I've got to hit this note at the right place. And if I'm there too soon, I might pad it out a bit until I get there, right? So timing is super duper important. So there we go. We've mixed together a bit of B.B. King, a bit of Albert King, and a bit of Stevie Ray Vaughan. And doing this gives your solos a lot of depth, a lot of variety. It's a really cool thing to do. And you can try and do it with other artists by nicking licks off other artists and think, right, I'm just going to go Eric Clapton for a bit. I'm going to go Mike Bloomfield for a bit. I'm going to go whatever it is and just mix all that up, right? Loads and loads of fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscription really helps this channel. I think about 10% of viewers at the moment are subscribed to it. If we could get that higher, that would be fantastic. It's just to click on a button. If you do it, I'd really appreciate that. Catch you next time.